We're back with more messy, unhinged Reddit stories, and our guests today are Jacqi and Mac Does It.
Both messy and unhinged people. We back! Brah, 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 brah.
People have been asking for you two to come back for months.
Because we're pretty, because we're cute.
Yeah. The last episode you guys were on is a lot of people's favorites. And a lot of clips from that, you've probably seen on TikTok. They have 500 million views.
Wow.
There's a theme today. The theme is say less. People who, they could have just held back a little bit. Before we get into it though, I want to say one thing. We saw your comments and we fixed this. I don't know, in some of the earlier episodes, this didn't sync up, right? But now they're perfect. So, thank you guys for your criticism.
And support.
All right, so theme is say less. Let's get into it. Here's our first one. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that it's not a good look to wear her bonnet in public?
Oh. Like how you say that as I am wearing like a version of a bonnet, basically.
We quickly did a search. We're like, yes.
Also,
I didn't want to do my hair today. Okay.
There's something about Shane saying bonnet that's like, what?
He knows.
I, a 22-year-old man, have been dating my girlfriend Trinity, a 22-year-old woman, for about a year now. We met in college and have been dating ever since then. For context, I am a white male and she is mixed with African American and Native American. On to the problem. My girlfriend's hair is super thick and curly, and she often wears it in a huge afro or will add extensions every couple of months. She spends hours on perfecting it and has so many hair care products, I don't know how she can differentiate what she needs. I've come with her to the beauty supply store a couple of times, and I was overwhelmed by how many products she needs in one run, often costing around $200 or more depending on what she needs. I personally only use a bottle of shampoo, conditioner, and maybe pomade on occasion. Yesterday, she ran out of hair for her extensions, braids, and needed to go on a quick run in order to get more. She put on some comfy clothes and her bonnet and told me she'd be only out for a max of 20 minutes or so since the store isn't that far away. Here is where I might be the asshole. I told her to leave her bonnet here since she's only going to be gone for a couple of minutes. When she asked why, I told her that she looked kind of unput together with her bonnet on and should wear something like a hat instead. She then said that it was her choice to wear her bonnet whenever she wanted to, and that I didn't know what I was talking about considering I don't even need to wear one myself. She then explained that it was to protect her hair and the progress she made, but I don't understand why something like a baseball cap couldn't do the same thing since it protects mine. She huffed and said that it's not the same thing and to worry about myself before telling her what is considered put together or not. She came back around 30 minutes later and continued her hair. I tried to talk to her, but she gave me the cold shoulder and said that she was focusing. I kind of got frustrated and told her that she was getting upset over nothing. She then told me to get out and told me that I have no business in telling her what she can get upset over.
Period.
She hasn't talked to me since then, but she's posted on social media of her extensions. I tried to call her, but she didn't answer. I think she's blowing everything out of proportion. It's literally just a bonnet. She could have worn something else. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Where do we start?
Oh my God. Maybe let's start with how long it takes to get these extensions in, so everyone is on the same page.
Okay, yeah.
So it takes. First off, let's get up for Trinity for doing her own extensions.
Yeah. All right.
That's dedication.
Okay.
That's a
The
Friday
fact that she
night.
is braiding her own hair is already a task that not a lot of people are able to do. It costs a lot of money to get it done. Our own Kiana in this office does braid her own hair. And Kiana, how long does it take? 12 hours?
Yeah.
It takes about 12 hours to braid.
Kiana has mentioned, she's like, yeah, Saturday I braided my hair.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, damn.
Yeah.
And that's a whole Saturday.
Whole Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Whole Saturday. The fact is that she seemed focused. It's like, yeah, bitch, you gotta focus. You get a f***ed up part in there, it's bad.
It's all over.
The other part is that he wanted, I haven't worn a baseball cap in about 8 years myself, because it won't fit. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Take
I'm
your
so
time.
sorry.
Take your time.
I don't know what hat, Shane, like you and I, we're not gonna wear the same hat. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
You know what I'm saying? The Try Not to Laugh we just filmed, I put a hat on, it didn't buckle. It looked crazy. It looked wild because it doesn't fit on my head, right?
Yeah.
When she gets the extensions, then she could probably wear the hat. But the great thing about a bonnet is that there's a lot of elastic to it. It's a lot of fabric, right?
A lot of space.
A lot of space in there.
Yeah.
You could throw whatever.
You can fit
part-
everything in it.
Everything in it. You can throw a lot of things in there. So 20 minutes, it makes sense, Trinity, why you just threw it all up in there. Whatever progress you had, you know, because she probably had the whole back done, and then she had a little top knot at the top, and he's like, babe, you look good. Why put on a hat?
I don't get why he cares so much. Like, you know, she's going out to run errands. Why does he care what she looks like when she's going out to run errands?
Because men. No.
I think the man is bringing up a very clear example of respectability politics. Oftentimes, it's basically like Black women are supposed to act a certain way, to be seen as respectful, to be as respectable, to be seen as like I guess like in line with society, right? So it's people not wanting like Black women to have cornrows in the workplace. Like if you look at like Disneyland's old guidelines of like what was accepted and what is not, I think that's a good indicator of like they're like, oh, no dreadlocks, no locks, like things like that. Having straight hair is like kind of part of that whole conversation too.
So it's almost like asking this guy like, what's the difference between a baseball cap and a bonnet? And him being like, like there's no difference. They're really like.
Yeah, one is culturally tied and one is a baseball hat.
Well, the verdict was asshole. Everyone else agrees. The first comment I see here is, ooh, you're the asshole, you're the asshole, you're the asshole, you're the asshole. Ooh. First off, no, she can't wear something else. Bonnets are literally designed to protect black hair in a way that other caps cannot. But besides that, how on earth is it your business what she wears out and about? Hell, if she wanted to go out in a bikini or in a gray smock, it's none of your business if you think she looks put together or not. Jesus Christ. Someone else said, you're the asshole. First of all, you don't get to tell anyone what they should or shouldn't wear. Secondly, your racism is showing. If it were a white woman wearing a hat, you wouldn't be telling her how unkempt she looks.
Unkempt.
He responded saying, I really didn't think I was being racist by telling her what I thought. Wearing a bonnet is like wearing PJ pants to me.
Oh, no.
Something that you wear to sleep. If I'm wrong, then I will gladly take the blame, but I had no meaning to harm her. I think getting frustrated with her was wrong, but I sincerely thought I was just telling her what I thought. I love my girlfriend dearly. I love everything about her, her culture, her hobbies, everything.
Do you?
I did not mean to hurt her whatsoever. Please let me know what I can do.
Has he ever asked her why she wears it to sleep?
I'm getting the sense that he doesn't ask her too many questions. He tells her stuff. There is an edit here. He edited saying,
We're not together.
she hasn't come back.
She hasn't come back from the store.
I didn't realize that I was being racist, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I did not mean any harm to her whatsoever, and I really want to make it up to her. I feel like a moron for even saying anything about it, and I overstepped. I do not have the right to say anything about her appearance at all, and I wasn't trying to be controlling either. I really do want to make it up to her, regardless if we are together or not, by the end of this. There's another edit.
You should get cornrows.
Oh my God.
It's like Rastafarian hair. Yeah, just snatch up those little edges. Lots of gel in there so you can get it nice and tight and it'll stay in for a while. Maybe a week.
He'll be bald in a week.
Oh no.
The second edit, he goes, thank you for your comments. I realized that I had my head up my ass and I plan on educating myself, regardless if we end up breaking up or not. I'm going to the shop she goes to tomorrow to pick up some of the hair products that she uses so she has more of it, and I will be personally apologizing to her. I really did not know that hair was a part of her culture, as she hasn't really brought it up before, but now I know. I'm going to try and do better personally and talk to some of my African-American friends about hair culture as well to get a better understanding of it.
African-American friends.
I love her so much. I did not mean to hurt her like that. Thank you for helping me understand better.
Baby, I'm so sorry. Here's some blue magic. I know that you like to use this, and I went to the beauty store, I went to the beauty supply, and the woman at the counter, she helped me find this, and I just would love to be back in your life if possible.
Hey, baby, I got that Shea Moisture for you.
Look, I know I can never understand, but I hope you understand this gesture.
So this was posted like only a month ago. He's 22. Do you think it's acceptable at all for a 22-year-old man to not understand something of like this? To not understand that hair is a huge part of Black culture?
Is he in America?
Yes, I'm assuming because of how often he says African American and Native American. I'm assuming yes.
Yeah, I think he needs to know. I think it's fair at 22. He's an adult.
Yeah, I agree. And also they've clearly been together for they've been dating for about a year now. So a whole year.
But he also has said he has Black friends. Oh, sorry, he has African American friends.
Yes, he did say that. And he'll be asking them.
He'll be asking
a lot of questions.
Yes.
Walking up to him, it's like, so why do you wear your hair like that? How do you
So
start
what's
a
going
conversation? Like, so tell me your secrets. No. You want to see my hair? You want to see why? You want to see why we wear
Let's
this?
see it.
You want to reveal the secret?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shane? Shane?
All my life I had to fight.
Shane's like, what are you talking about? It looks good.
Tell me I look beautiful.
Great.
Tell me I look beautiful,
Tell
Shane.
me he looks beautiful.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I think, like, even if he hasn't had the proper education, I just feel like after a year, you notice, even without the conversation, he should notice this thing and be like, oh, like, this is clearly very important to you. Like, you notice behaviors, you observe your partner, and, like, it just feels like he's been not paying attention at all.
Yeah, because especially if she does her own hair, or he says that she notices she gets her hair done every couple months. So either he's not around when she does it, or she kind of like leaves and comes back, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, like, and doesn't know anything about the process.
It's magic.
Or, you know what I mean? Or
one random day she's gone, the next day she has braids.
yeah. Honestly, like that's my favorite part of like getting braids sometimes. I was in college and I remember I had gone to Nigeria over winter break and I came back with braids in, and this girl, I will not name her, she came into the office, we were all working, and she's like, oh my God, it looks like rope. And it was just after Chescale's video came out, like, what is it, what white women say to Black women? Shit white girls say. And we had literally just watched it, and then she came, like, the timing was beautiful. Like, you couldn't, it was honestly very sweet. Like, I don't hold anything against her, but the time she came in right, and she's like, oh my God, it's like rope, like, how does your hair get so long? And it's like, I grew it. I grew it.
Whoa! It came out this way.
It came out this way.
That's pretty funny.
It's you know, the thing too is like, there's so many, like, people ask wild questions sometimes, but it's like wigs have been a thing for a really long time. So like, to not understand like how a wig works is also, I don't think, super like acceptable. I don't need you to know how to install a wig, but like, there are wigs that are not costume wigs out in this world.
Yeah. I also just think like the overarching thing, and we see this in so many stories, is like, you just don't need to make comments about people's appearance. Like, you don't need to concern yourself with it. Like, I think that's also the easy route for so much of this. You know, it just was inappropriate.
And like, I feel like it's one thing to like ask questions. Like, I feel like with your friends, like, it's okay to ask questions. Like, I have some friends I have asked some questions, and I gladly will answer the question to my friend. But the part that pisses me off is that he's getting upset about her reaction. Because it's like, well, you don't know, you don't understand why she's upset, and now you're upset that she's not giving you the time of day. Like, pick one. You, this man.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
All right, next one. Am I the asshole for accidentally hijacking my friend's proposal?
What?
All right. Okay, so this happened a few weeks ago, and I'm still feeling guilty about it. I, a 27-year-old woman, have a close friend. Let's call her Sarah. She's 29. We've been friends since college, and she's always been there for me through thick and thin. Recently, she started dating this amazing guy, John, who's 30, who seemed perfect for her. They've been together for about a year, and it was evident that they were very much in love. John contacted me secretly, revealing his plans to propose to Sarah during a romantic weekend getaway. He was incredibly excited about it and wanted everything to be perfect. We texted back and forth, and I could tell how much thought and effort he was putting into it. I was honored to be the confidant for this special moment. Fast forward to the weekend, and we all arrived at this picturesque cabin in the woods. The atmosphere was magical, and the scene was set up for the proposal. We spent the day exploring the surrounding nature, and in the evening, Sarah and I headed back to the cabin to freshen up, while John pretended to be busy with something else. While Sarah was getting ready, I thought it would be fun to surprise her with a little pre-engagement prank. I sneakily grabbed the ring from John's bag, thinking I'd playfully pretend to propose to her, and then she'd see the real deal when John popped the question. So when Sarah came out of the bathroom, I got down on one knee, and with a joking smile, I said, "Sarah, will you marry me?" To my horror, Sarah's face turned pale, and she seemed genuinely confused and upset. She stammered out a confused, "What?" as John, who was standing behind her with the ring box in hand, looked mortified. I genuinely didn't mean to cause any harm. Should I do anything else to make it up to them, or is it best to give them space? Help.
That is an interesting situation.
So the account was suspended, so there's nothing else, and we're not going to get anything else from that.
Oh my God.
Look, I love a good prank. But to literally take the ring is that's bold.
It's what is that? What are the kids saying these days? Pick me energy. Is that it? Is that it? It's very much like you just can't fucking sit down and let her have her goddamn moment. You just got sneak in you. Oh, this is the time for me to do my new prank because I want to be involved because I'm a single ass bitch. From one single ass bitch to another, it was not the right time. I don't know
Where
who
did
this
this
is.
boy-
I don't know
why
what
did we
she
become
is.
Gollum out of nowhere?
It's frustrating. Don't grab the ring.
I really like the her use of accidentally in her title for this. When it doesn't feel very accidental. One of the top comments is, "You're the asshole. You didn't accidentally do anything. You went through someone else's belongings knowingly to do something that was not yours to do your way."
Ooh.
Someone else said, "You're the asshole. That's an epically stupid way to end a friendship." Lastly, someone said, "She seemed jealous that her friend found an amazing guy and wanted to find a way to ruin the whole thing for her." Yeah.
I feel like that's something worth having a fight over. I would take her outside.
And fighter?
I don't know. Allegedly.
I would be shocked if this is a singular event from this person.
It's not.
I would be shocked. I feel like this stuff happens every time, every step of the way. Oh, there's a comment from OP.
Ooh.
"I can assure you, I'm going no contact with them for about a month or so. I believe this would heal heavy wounds." I think that no contact is probably going to last
Longer than
Yeah.
a month.
than that.
There's an obvious line you're not supposed to cross when it comes to proposals, especially when someone tells you they're about to propose.
Yes.
And they definitely crossed it.
Have either of you ever been the confidant in someone's proposal?
No, I've never seen a proposal in real life before.
Yes.
Yeah?
I mean, not the confidant, but I've been a part of a surprise proposal
That's great.
before. And when I said, tell me where to go, when to go, where to be, because I am not about to be the one that is the one crossing. I said, I'll be early, not on time. I was I don't want to be crossing the street at the wrong time where it's why is Jacqi at this museum at 6 p.m. on a Thursday? I was I'm not about to be that
I would be
girl.
terrified if I had to be part of a plan. I haven't, but I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
I would question all of my acting ability. I think it'd go out the window. I'd be screwed. I'd probably overact like shit. And I'd be like, whoa, what's up, Bobby? Hey, should we go to the bar, dude?
What's going on?
I would ruin it accidentally. Accidentally.
Yeah,
Accidentally.
actually, thankfully, like when I was involved with my friend's surprise proposal, like she lives on the East Coast, so we had like caught up in LA, and then she had FaceTimed her sister because like I'm close with their family. She left the restaurant we were at, and then her sister called me and said, the proposal's happening. And I said, thank God he didn't tell me. Like, if I had to sit there for an hour with her and be like, so what's new?
Yeah.
I was like, thank God I didn't
How are your
know.
rings? How are your fingers feeling today?
Like, oh, dang, your
Like, oh.
nail set is trash, girl.
You want to get a pedicure? I don't know,
Yeah.
for no reason.
Bitch, get a fill. Go. Like, I feel like I'd just be really mean for some reason.
So far we have two people who could have just not said or done something and they would have been fine.
Probably didn't need to show up in general, frankly.
All right, let's move on to this next one. This comes from Relationship Advice. This is a 29-year-old woman. My girlfriends tricked me into breaking up with the one that got away, a 30-year-old man, 8 years ago. I have an opportunity to reconnect with him now. Should I?
How long ago?
8 years ago.
Okay.
How did she get tricked?
Yeah.
We're about to find out.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I was like, that can't be it.
Let me guess. I knew Bo, not real name, 30-year-old man, since we were both 11 years old.
Oh.
We both grew up in a small town, and our families were neighbors, and we became very close friends. We were the next-door neighbor best friends that started dating in our junior year of high school. He took me to prom, to homecoming dance, and we both picked a college that was in the state that had majors we were both interested in. Him, I, our families, friends, our preacher, everyone expected us to get married when we went off to college. The college we went to was 3 hours from our town, and it was closer to a major city in our state, about a half an hour from the big city, and it was a bit of a culture shock for the two of us. Bo had issues at first making new friends, but I sort of jived with the gals in class. My new friends didn't think much of Bo. They kept telling me I could do better than Bo. They thought Bo was a slow-witted. He's not. He's just shy with new people. They thought he was too religious. He never was in their faces. He asked only once if they could recommend a church in the area. They said Bo would just pull me back down to our small town, anchor me with children, and we'd both be stuck as hicks.
Oh, wait, hold up. Never mind. No,
Is
keep
that
going.
a slur?
I'm just reading it. It reached the boiling point on my 21st birthday. Two of my girlfriends came to me claiming they saw Bo cheating on me. They were stone-faced. They kept to their stories, and I foolishly believed them. I confronted Bo and started screaming at him. Bo didn't apologize. He didn't beg and plead. Instead, he got cold and mad. He said that he never trusted my friends and that they were playing me, and he thought I was better than this. I didn't believe him, and I let him walk away. He promised that if I took their word without even looking at them critically, that we were over, and he kept his word. From that day, he wouldn't even look at me. He wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't acknowledge I existed. For the rest of college, he never dated anyone. He just worked, went to class, and graduated early. My friends, they set me up on a ton of dates. I had a bit of a wild college ride, something I am a bit ashamed of now, honestly. Once I graduated, I tried to get established in life, but my college friends, they kept just wanting to hang out, chill, or party. It honestly got tiring, and I couldn't believe I had the energy to do this for nearly 4 years while getting an education. It was when I was 23 that one of the girls called me a stick in the mud and said something along the lines of, I can't believe we went through the effort of breaking you up with Bo if you were just going to become a wallflower. I couldn't believe it. She went into detail about how easy it was, and I felt disgusted. I didn't give Bo another thought after the breakup. I thought he was a cheater, and I told my family, who told his family, and it strained his relationship with his mom for many years. But after that point, I couldn't stop thinking about him. I told my family the truth about what happened with Bo. This apparently helped repair the relationship Bo had with his mother. Apparently, Bo's mom liked me quite a bit, and she went out of her way to sabotage Bo's relationship with any girl he brought over to meet the parents. My mom said Bo's mom did it very discreetly, but after finding out the truth, Bo's mom came clean and Bo nearly cut her out of his life. She apparently begged and pleaded and was able to work from there. I have many unfinished drafts of emails to Bo, some saying I wish to catch up, others begging for forgiveness and pleading for him to come take me back. But any news I got on Bo after the blow up with his mom has been sparse. Bo doesn't do social media and I had no idea where he lived. I found out this year that Beau has been married for 3 years and has a 2-year-old son. He has moved back to our hometown, and I saw him at the grocery store when I went to visit my parents 2 weeks ago. He didn't see me, or at least I think he didn't. But there he was with his wife and child, and I instantly felt a swirl of emotions. Jealousy, rage, regret, depression. Even now seeing him with his full family, I still want to beg him for a chance, which makes me feel awful. But at the same time, I feel like I should at least say my piece. I talked to my mom about it, and all she said was, the chickens come home to roost. Don't make trouble for Beau. I just know that if I can't talk to Beau one last time, I will regret it for the rest of my life. What should I do? Should I contact Beau?
I have watched this episode of Gilmore Girls.
I was gonna say, I was like, this is fully a movie.
Feels very Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
My personal take on this is just like, hey, you f***ed up big time years ago when you were 22, and that's that guy that you screwed over and that it didn't work out with. He doesn't exist anymore. That's a completely new person.
Yeah.
There's been 8 years. That's not the same person. But she's not even saying like she wants to go and just apologize. She's coming from a place
She has a lot of feelings.
She's
too.
coming from a place of like, oh, like I gotta say my piece and see if like this can work. And it's like, no, you're still thinking about yourself.
Maybe he'll leave his wife.
And son.
I want to know if she is still friends with these friends.
It sounds like not.
Yeah.
It sounds like after they kind of like detailed. It sounds like they were like, oh, we went through the trouble of breaking up with your boyfriend, and you all you are is a lame person, like that we hate. Like, I don't know. It's movie level ridiculous.
Yeah.
But those people exist. I think this top comment really sums it up pretty well. They say in quotations, "I have an opportunity to reconnect." How do you figure? Because I don't think that you do. Which I also think it's like he has not responded to you. You saw him at the grocery store once. No, you don't. He clearly does not want to talk to you.
In a small town at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Look, in Stars Hollow, everybody knows when someone is back in town, okay?
Right.
Look, if he didn't want to see you, he knows you're back. He didn't want to see you.
Yeah.
Stars Hollow. It's all gonna go back to Stars Hollow.
Hey, it always goes back to Stars Hollow.
I've seen this show. It's not okay.
Someone else said, I found out this year that Beau has been married for 3 years and has a 2-year-old son. And that's where you need to leave it. Seriously. He's had people on both sides sabotaging his relationships for so long. Your friends, his mom, and at this point, your desire to seek another, go with him, will be more of the same. He's married, he's settled, he has a family. While shit happened, there's no one doing it, and at this point, you must deal. And someone else said, Beau's mom is terrible, your friends were terrible, you were terrible, leave him alone. I guess, I'm of the mindset that like, especially 8 years ago, but past relationships, it's like, however you feel about it, like unless there's some secret that they don't know that maybe they're still haunted by, that you need to go and be like, hey, I'm just so you know this and I'm apologizing about this, maybe. But situations like this, it's like you got to just walk away. Like that's life. That's how it goes.
You f***ed up. You just got to eat it. And also, but also I feel like he was like, this is, if you believe these friends, like this is a test, right? Like you're showing me your character, and she failed the test, right? Like let's say like a divorce happens, right? Like he is back on the market, like that trust is absolutely broken, gone.
I think she thinks she broke up with him, and I think, as you're saying, in that moment he was like, oh, I don't love you. I don't love this person. I'm done. And I don't think she's comprehended that.
No, like he don't want her.
Exactly. There is an update though.
God.
So here we go.
God, hell.
Did she talk to him?
We're in hell. It's hot in here.
Are you okay today?
No.
I emailed Beau last night.
Good
I'll put
Lord.
the content here.
No.
Email.
Since this is an email, I will be putting in punctuation, since that's very important in an
It
email.
is.
Hi, Beau. It's me, Amy, ! I know it's been years since we talked, and I wanted to apologize for how we broke up, period. I also want to apologize for how it spread back to our families, period. I know now that Tracy and Stephanie were hell-bent on breaking us up any way they could, and I can't begin to apologize for the hurt it has caused you. I'll be back in town in a few weeks and was wondering if we could have a coffee and catch up. I want to know what's been going on with you in your life, period. This morning I got a reply from Beau. Amy, I want you to know that I have forgiven you years ago. I hope you are doing well, but I would have to say no to coffee or catching up. My wife and I have a strict rule that neither of us hang out with exes. I hope you understand.
Damn.
I tried emailing him to say he could for sure bring his wife with him, but he's not replied since. I guess you were right. There was no chance to reconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's always, I think it's more devastating when like you can tell he is so gone.
Yeah.
There's no emotions, there's no rage, there's nothing. He's like, oh yeah, no, sorry.
Indifference, yeah.
It's full indifference. It's like that almost feels like a business email. Just like, sorry, I can't make the meeting.
You know though, the thing about it is like, she's not reaching out for him, she's reaching out for her healing. Because he's clearly healed and moved on. It's her. Like, that's why she's being persistent. It's like she is unsettled with it in her spirit. And so, like, she needs to reconcile. Like, it's, oh, well, bring your wife. And I'm like, well, that's not about him then. It's about you.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, you need to do that without involving him.
Exactly. You know what I realize I like? Because he doesn't know that he may not know that she's in town. He doesn't know that she saw him.
Are they in Stars Hollow? He knows.
Sure. But I do like that he, in this very short email, he like included like, my wife.
Yeah.
Like he made it sure to like communicate that to her. And even still, she's like,
Come on.
I'll fight her. I'll talk to her.
I'll talk to her. It's okay. I just wanted to say.
Just make sure she drinks the wine.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, hi, Susie. I am so sorry. I loved you for all of those years. That decade, I loved you. And I'm so sorry
With the
about
wife
our
right
love.
there.
Yeah, Susie, I don't feel these feelings anymore. But I just wanted to know that, you know, if there's a chance, like, I'll always be here. But you guys have such a beautiful family. I feel so much better.
Yeah. Last thing, Kimmy added a really good point here at the end. For someone who got so upset about cheating allegations, OP sure felt comfortable with attempting to break up a couple. So we'll leave it with that.
I completely forgot about that.
This show is brought to you by Factor. You know, I read Reddit stories here all day, and when I get home, I'm often too tired, or I don't have the time to cook. Which is why Factor has made a huge difference in my life. They send you fresh, never frozen meals that are delicious and nutritious. For me, I love that they're high in protein, the ones that I pick. The bruschetta shrimp risotto, my personal favorite. But there's tons of options. They have vegan meals, they have keto meals, they have ones that are like breakfast style ones. There's tons of options and they're all fantastic. I've been using Factor for a long time, and so when they reached out to sponsor us on this show, I was very excited because I was like, oh dude, I love this stuff. I have no problem shouting it out. And so if you want to try it, you can go to factormeals.com/pitreddit50 and use code pitreddit50 to get 50% off. Again, that's pitreddit50 using code pitreddit50 for 50% off. Give it a shot. I'm sure you'll love it. All right, back to the show. All right, next story. Am I the asshole for telling my brother that he's just an experiment?
What?
No. I was like, what could they?
Oh, okay. I, a 22-year-old woman, and my
I need everybody to stop posting at 22.
Get off
Everybody, if you think Reddit is the place to figure it out, you're gonna get dragged. Okay. I, at 22. God damn it!
I feel like in my 30s I can say with a lot of confidence that if anything that you post when you're 20 to 22, when you're 30 you're gonna be like, I just shouldn't have.
I can't wait. Got hundreds of videos.
Wait, how old are you?
26.
Oh my gosh!
But if you post
Young
enough, maybe some of the things just get buried. You know, like you just got to keep. You either have to post so much.
I have a whole Twitter account I had to get rid of. I said, let me delete some. Oh, girl, it's a mess in here.
You know what? We'll walk
Get
away
it
from
out. Just get it out.
Here we go. I, a 22-year-old woman, and my brother, a 20-year-old man, are attending different colleges, but they're both in the same city. I'm classmates with this guy who's 22. Let's call him David. He's really handsome, fit, and smart, but also quite the player. Most of my female friends have had one-night stands with him, and there are rumors going around about him sleeping with half the college, including some of the teachers. So imagine my surprise when I found out that my brother started dating him. He hasn't kept it a secret that he's bi and that he experimented with guys before, but I seriously didn't expect that my brother of all people would be to be his type. I seriously thought they were going to break up pretty fast, as David doesn't seem like the type to settle down easily. But surprisingly, he and my brother are still together after over half a year, and my brother has become really annoying during this period. Pretty much all he's doing now is gush about David and act like he's the best thing since sliced bread, not to mention how he's following him like a puppy whenever they go together to an event. Yesterday was my brother's birthday, and he once again kept praising David, this time about his cooking skills. Apparently he made him a special dinner and birthday cake, which I said that seemed cheap, and it's kind of worrying that his own boyfriend doesn't want to spend money on him. My brother intervened and said that he never really liked the material gifts for his birthday, and he's so glad that David picked up on that and was willing to put so much effort to make his birthday truly special, which really made him hopeful about their future together. I, however, wasn't impressed and told my brother that he should hold his horses and that David isn't the type to settle down and he's probably just an experiment to him. My brother asked me what the hell I was talking about, and I told him about how he used to sleep with pretty much everyone in college before they started dating, and that there are even rumors about him sleeping with teachers just to keep his grades high. And considering that his grades haven't lowered since they started dating, I would be on guard around him if I was in his place. My brother went silent and pretty much stopped talking with me for the rest of the day, but at night I got a message from David telling me to stop spreading fake rumors about him and to stop trying to sabotage his relationship with my brother. However, I don't really think I was doing any of that. All I did was just warn my brother about the possibility of getting misled by David down the line. But David doesn't see things that way and thinks I'm actively trying to sabotage them. So am I the asshole for expressing my concerns to my brother?
Yes, it's not about you. The fact that she added she thought it was cheap situation is like, girl, okay.
What an insane response. What an insane response to, yeah, he baked an entire cake for me. What a cheap motherfucker.
Oh, he don't want to buy a cake?
Oh, he doesn't want to buy a cake from Ralph's?
Yeah.
For you?
Wait, you want to buy a cake from
Porto's
Costco?
Bakery is right there.
Wow. Does he have a job? He had to bake a cake? Wow.
Insane.
Also, she sounds a little bitter, I'm gonna be honest.
She sounds super bitter.
She sounds bitter, and she sounds like she also wants to date David.
The top comment here is, "You're the asshole. I think you want David." She responded, "Why would I want him? I can easily get someone much better than him."
Ooh, she's thought about being with David. Oh, she said David slept with half the campus, but hasn't slept with me.
That's true. He slept with everyone but her.
He slept with all of my friends.
Oh my God.
And now he wants to f my brother. And not me again.
Dude. Someone else said, "You're the asshole. Unless your friends that have definitely hooked up with David told you he's a jerk, all you have is wild speculation. Also, get your head out of your ass about the birthday gift. Making dinner and cake is special. The monetary value has nothing to do with it being a thoughtful expression." She responded, "They didn't tell me that, but they did agree with me that David's acting very friendly with the teachers, even flirty with some of them. So of course there are going to be some suspicions there."
Okay, you're in college. You got to get an A somehow. You know what I mean?
Look,
Has she not
I
learned?
saw him, he communicated with his teacher.
yeah.
Kind of sus.
Guess you're trying to
Yeah.
No, sometimes you gotta be, look, you catch more bees with honey than, what is it? You catch more flies with honey. You catch more bees with honey
We get it.
than vinegar. What is this? What is it? Sometimes you gotta give some people a little bit of honey.
That's how you do it in college, though. You got to smooth the professor.
Yeah.
Because they will, sometimes they'll just change your
Yeah.
grade because they like you so much.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Professor. I've just been having a really hard time.
Exactly.
What a nice tie you have on today. I just need another day.
And then she saw that, and she's like, they're f***ing.
They're having sex. Yeah.
They're having sex.
Are you doing okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just need another day.
Someone else said, "You're the asshole. You heard a rumor, an unsubstantiated rumor, about him sleeping with his teachers for grades, and you just decided that it's gospel? What is wrong with you? Are you jealous that he didn't want to hook up with you? Is that why you're slandering him to your brother?" She responded, all I'm doing is looking out for my brother, and that's just because he has his head way up in the clouds around this guy to do it himself.
Let the boy have a honeymoon phase.
My God, he's 20.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's
what
20.
are you worried about?
Let him be 20.
What are you worried about?
What did the kids say? Let him cook.
They've also been together for 6 months.
That's a significant amount of time.
If David didn't like this guy,
Yes.
he would not be with him. Like, it seems like it's working out.
Yes.
And she's pissed it's working out.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. I, a 30-year-old man, regret telling my girlfriend, 26-year-old woman, all my pet peeves towards our relationship and her. So this was posted on Relationship Advice and also posted on Am I the Ex? Am I the Ex is a subreddit for people that stories are cross-posted onto there of people who do not realize they've already been broken up with. So, like, they are unaware that the relationship is over, and so he's asking for relationship advice, and he's not in a relationship.
Okay.
So here we go. My girlfriend and I have been dating for 8 months now. She's great and a wonderful person. It's just something she does that pisses me off. Today, my bottled up emotions made her cry while she was on the phone with me. She ended the call by saying she had to do something, but I knew deep down I hurt her feelings. Once I start ranting about something, I just can't stop. Just understand this is my first serious relationship. Here's what I told her. I hate how you sleep till noon on a Saturday. I'm not a morning person, but 10 a.m. is the latest. If I'm gonna do something, I'd rather do it in the morning, so we have all day doing whatever. Your child was hungry and I decided to try to wake you up, but no, you couldn't be bothered. You kept sleeping on a Saturday, so I gave her cereal. You didn't even get up and make breakfast for me and your child. I'm tired of our boring routine. I want a sex-filled weekend getaway without your child there. You know, last week, we had sex twice. We used to do it 6 or 7 times a week, but you stopped. After I have my fill, then we can start having family vacations.
I'm so grossed
Sorry,
out.
I need to take a break after that one for a second. He's not done. You need a better job. I'm so hard on you because I care. I want to make you a better person. She went really quiet and asked me, do you think I'm not a good person? I tried to re-explain my sentence, but I heard her crying instead of listening to her. I kept going. You make excuses. You always have your child around and you don't work with your family to coordinate anything.
This
you
is
keep
8
saying,
months in, right?
Yeah, 8 months. You keep saying, my family is too busy on weekends. I hear excuses. Why don't you ask them or ask the child's dad's side for help? The child doesn't know her dad. She's not close to her family. I know I hurt her really bad. I tried to make it up by telling her our sex-filled weekend getaway, we can go anywhere that is in a 100-mile radius. She's just not talking to me.
But hey,
What should I
babe,
do?
sex.
What should I do to make it up to her? I care about her. I do, but I just get so frustrated with her actions. So that's where that one ends.
If it's like that 8 months in, baby.
God.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Like, she wants to sleep till noon on a Saturday, and she has a child that eats cereal. Not just like that can't get. Look, it's in the little details. This is a child that can't get its own cereal. You know what I'm saying? Right? So it's a small child, okay?
Yes.
And he's upset that he has to get up and make cereal for himself and the baby.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's upset that, and this man is 30?
He's 30 years old. But he did offer that they could go anywhere in a 100-mile radius.
And have sex.
Have sex. So he could have his fill.
Yeah, that's crazy phrasing.
That's crazy.
That phrasing is wild.
I just want to have sex until I have my fill with my hole. That's what it sounds like.
I know, that's exactly what it sounds like.
He's sexually frustrated, so he just started ranting to her.
We only have sex twice a week. We used to have sex 6 or 7 times a week. We'd have sex for every day of the week. Now it's only 2. And not on Saturdays, because
I'm a sex man. I need sex. And by the way, your kid.
I am a man that needs to have sex with the woman I'm dating.
Every day.
I also need breakfast.
Yeah.
And I wake up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Give me breakfast and whole.
Please. He's crazy.
Insane. 8 months in, that's insane.
Someone said, did you plan to say all of these things together and like that? He said, no, I didn't. It was just in the moment when I was angry at the world. I genuinely did not mean to say any of this to her.
Because his rocks were blue,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
He had some blue balls, and he was like, I hate your child.
Someone else caught what we're talking about. After I have my fill, then we can start having family vacations. This is fucking disgusting. She is not a toy for you to use until you're satisfied. She's not a machine who is obligated to dispense however much sex you want. I hope she sees sense and doesn't come back to you. There is no advice here to be had because you shouldn't be in a relationship with a woman at all when you view them as nothing more than fleshlights for your convenience.
Ooh, not a fleshlight?
Someone else said, I don't think Reddit can help because you don't seem to be a very good boyfriend. Then someone said, there's a reason why this poor girl was your first serious relationship when you were 30 years old. Oh, is that his, did he say that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
his first
it's
serious
his
relationship.
first
Wow.
serious relationship.
8 months. I'm still not over that.
Wow.
8 months. And he's
Yeah.
already acting like, and he's 30. Oh my God. There's so many layers.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's prepared to date anyone. Certainly not someone with a child.
No.
No, because he also seems like a baby himself.
Yes. He sounds like he wants his mom, minus the sex
I was
part.
about to say what?
Because this is not Oedipus Rex. Is that the one? Is that?
It
did
is
I-
Oedipus, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, I don't want to peer inside this guy's mind at all. I think
I feel like we could already peer into it.
Yeah.
I've had my fill of this man.
I think so. I think we're done. Okay, so this next story comes from No Stupid Questions. Now, this is a subreddit where people, the point of it is like you get to ask very blatant questions, maybe dumb questions, and no one's going to shame you for asking that question.
Okay, and we won't either.
We'll try.
Should I tell my coworker her boyfriend is on Grindr?
Wow.
We all work together and are all friends. I didn't immediately know, but I suspected he was up to something and his girlfriend has too. Last night I got undeniable proof in the form of pics. I stopped chatting because I didn't feel comfortable continuing. He doesn't know it was me because my pics don't have my face and my tattoos are obscured to ensure stuff like this doesn't get back to me. Workplace, friends with benefits ended bad before. Don't want drama, but I feel bad for my friend. Should I try to tell her discreetly? Should I just stay out of it? Edit for clarification. The profile doesn't have his picture. It is blank with basic information as is mine. This is normal on Grindr. The pictures I received are explicit, so I don't believe they are catfish pics, and I cannot share them legally or ethically. They are both monogamous and have a closed relationship publicly. While it could be a private situation between them, I don't believe it is for a multitude of reasons. I believe the best course of action would be to pass along the message anonymously as not to involve myself. They've had a lot of problems before, mostly around the threat of cheating rather than anything significant or proven, like talking to other female coworkers too often or hugging male friends too long. So I believe a simple note will be enough.
I mean, are they close friends?
He says at the top, we all work together and are all friends. And he does say, I don't want drama, but I feel bad for my friend. So I don't know if it's super close friends, but friends.
I feel like he needs to tell her, but it can't be anonymous. Like,
I feel like tell her straight up, but probably a little bit discreet. You don't want to out
be
him,
discreet, yeah.
but be discreet about it. But tell her straight up. She needs to
Yeah.
know.
Oh, she needs to know.
Or if not that, then he needs to, not me being like, he needs to threaten the boyfriend, well, not threaten, but like he needs to give potentially the boyfriend an opportunity to talk to his
Interesting.
partner.
To come forward before, like, you come forward or I will situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, but again, that sounds like a threat, but it's like, hey, this isn't okay. Like, I want to give you the opportunity to talk to her, because I will.
So we have some more info in the comments here. Are you certain that she isn't aware of this already and into it? He said, no, and I have considered that. It's kinda an open secret that he's a little bi-curious, but they never talk about anything like that. Someone else said, you should tell her. However, be prepared that she may lash out, shooting the messenger and all that. Hopefully she'll be grateful though. He said, yep, this is exactly why I'm so hesitant on it. Someone else said, maybe he's just looking for drugs. He said, really don't think so. We have the same weed plug, and you don't usually talk about hooking up or send explicit photos of yourself when looking for a plug.
Can you find a plug on Grindr?
Oh, you can find everything on Grindr. It's like the black market on iTunes.
There's a comment here. So you saw him on the app, but you weren't messaging him? He responded, I was messaging a mostly empty account. It's very common to not put pictures on your profile and talk before sharing info like that. I didn't know it was him until we agreed to share pics. Mine didn't include my face or tattoos. His did. So Kiana did some research and she looked into this guy's profile. Turns out he works at a morgue.
They all work in a morgue
They
together?
work at a morgue.
Who's flirting at the mortuary?
See, you brought up Gilmore Girls, and now we get to bring up 6 Feet Under. And so we're hitting all the shows.
Did he do anything?
No updates.
No updates?
So hopefully, I hope,
Somebody's dead.
I get his hesitation. Yeah. There's a body that's been found. And that's unimportant. And that's a normal work day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it in.
All right. Next story here. Am I the asshole for telling my fiance she looked weird on our wedding night?
God damn.
Damn.
Golly.
Okay.
Idiots.
Okay. Me, a 32-year-old man.
Of course.
I've been dating Sarah, 29, for over 2 years. I love her to death, and she means the world to me. Also, she is a person who is comfortable with her skin and doesn't use a lot of makeup, which I really adore about her. And we always tell the truth to each other no matter what.
Okay, Alicia Keys.
Yesterday was our wedding, and the moment I saw her, there I was, shocked. She used a huge amount of makeup that I barely recognized her without hearing her voice. She saw my facial expression that I was acting a little out of the ordinary, and she asked me what's wrong. I told her that it's nothing, but she looked a little weird with all that makeup on her face. She tried to laugh it off and started talking to her other friends. To be honest, at that moment, I really didn't think I said something wrong, especially since she didn't say anything. However, when we went home, she started to give me the cold shoulder treatment. I told her what's wrong, and she said it's nothing, and she doesn't feel well, and she is tired, etc. To be honest, I think she's hiding something, and that got me wondering if what I said may be the reason. So, am I the asshole?
Yes. I feel like to say a little weird was too much. He could have just said, oh, I'm not used to seeing you with all this makeup. Look at you.
Yeah.
Wow,
Like,
you know?
I don't see you like this that often. You look great. Like,
And also, I feel like he's downplaying that it's their wedding day.
that is a very good point.
Like, let's not forget. Like, she was a little tired after the wedding that they planned, and they probably put a lot of money into, and the
Probably
beat
sat
that she
in front of like
got.
a makeup chair for like an hour, you know?
Yeah, and paid a lot of money for the wedding makeup.
Yeah, he could have looked around and been like, oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And then if he had told me that on our wedding day, hey, you look kind of weird. I'm like, will death do us part?
She just wanted a Princess Diana wedding. That's all she wanted.
That's all she wanted. These are also, you get in all this makeup for photos. Photos that you will have forever, that you will hopefully pass on to your children and your grandchildren.
Right.
That it'll be like, that will be what people remember you for. And he's saying, you look a little weird.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. It just really
Yeah.
sucks. I feel like all that matters is if she's feeling good. Like, if she's loving how she looks, then it's like, who cares? Like, but he just clearly seems super unaware of everything.
I feel like, okay, this is not all men. There is some men not all men. There's something about men and weddings, and they get really weird around them is what 30-year-old female here, 31. There's something, like, it's the excessive drinking because they're super freaked out.
Yeah, they're nervous.
It's the this is my wife forever. Like, assuming we're talking about, like, heterosexual, there's something about, like, men start acting really goofy around weddings, but it's like, you had a while. We've been engaged for however, like, I don't know. It just, I don't understand it. It doesn't compute to me.
Yeah, I mean, I truly don't know what to say other than, like, I guess what I could see that a lot of guys do is that men, I think, very often internalize a lot of thoughts, right? And so there's probably a lot going on in his head. So he probably isn't thinking about so much because he's probably got a lot going on in his head. So he's saying really dumb things that if you thought about for 1 second, you'd go, oh, I shouldn't say that. But he's almost not present. It feels like a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
But we have some comments here. You're the asshole. I find it hard to believe you barely recognized your wife. She was the one in the wedding dress. He said, I meant it as a metaphor that her face was totally different. Someone said, you're the asshole. On the day she's meant to feel beautiful and stunning and desirable to her new husband, you pulled a funny face and told her she looked weird. What a shitty start to a marriage. Poor Sarah. He said, I didn't mean it as if she isn't beautiful. I meant it's just out of the ordinary since she never uses makeup. Someone said, you definitely could have worded that better. No one wants you look weird on their wedding night, especially when you're expecting to feel beautiful and in love. She probably felt ugly for the rest of the day. And he said, I didn't mean she looked ugly. I meant it's different only. Yeah, but she doesn't know that. It's the day after their wedding and he's on Reddit typing this up and asking Redditors about this. It's like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Like,
they have not consummated that marriage.
No,
at
man,
all.
this is.
I will also, you know what makes me sad for her too is like, I feel like you want to look good for your partner on your wedding day, right? So she was probably also very intentional about like, this is gonna make me feel good and he's gonna love it, right? Or it's like, oh, he loves my hair up or down or like, and also I feel good, right? Like, I, at least like from my perspective, that's what I would take into consideration. Like, I'm also like presenting myself to my husband. And so it's like, for you to put all this work in and like you're in this thousands of dollars dress and then for him to be like,
I know.
You're mid.
I know. Yeah, devastating.
Not all men.
Someone else said.
Not all men.
Yeah. So there's an edit from the OP. He said, thank you, everyone. I realize how I totally f***ed up and how my comment was misinterpreted. I will apologize to her and try to fix things.
Amen.
All right.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Good
and go have sex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go get your fill.
We'll see if any story can be worse than that guy. That guy's a nightmare.
Remember poop ball?
Poop ball.
Poop ball.
That was before we started making these as YouTube videos. That was a long time ago. Let us know in the comments if you want us to revisit some stories from back when we used to do these on live streams. Because poop ball though, that goes beyond asshole. That's a full-on nightmare criminal.
Yeah,
You guys have to comment down below if you want to see poop ball. We'll read it. All right, here we go. Am I the asshole for yelling at my wife after she blew up my phone with calls because of a fire? This was posted yesterday.
What?
Not all men.
That sentence played out in my head as I read this.
Just the yelling part got me. I was like, why are you yelling at her? Why are you yelling at her?
There's a fire! The house is on fire! Stop yelling!
Why the f*** did you call me 5 times to tell me there's a fire? Call the fire department.
Okay, listen, we could go anywhere in a 100-mile radius.
Oh,
all right.
Lord.
Throw away because some of this made local news and I don't want it connecting back to me. I work
too
in a
late. This is Reddit.
Yeah, they can research. I work in a place where we are not allowed to have personal electronics on us at all.
Mortuary.
No phones, no smartwatches, no pagers. I've been working here for about 6 months, so my wife knows this and understands that she should not try to contact me by cell at work. Phones are dropped off in our lockers, and I typically have mine on Do Not Disturb. Before this incident, my phone had never gone off in the locker before. Recently, there was a pretty big fire at a secondary work site that I do work at occasionally, but that day I was working at the main building. Local news covered the fire before I found out about it because, again, no electronics. Plus, the work we do isolates us a bit, so news travels pretty slowly. There were a few casualties, a lot of seriously injured folk. My wife had been watching the news from home and started freaking out, I guess.
I guess.
He wrote, I guess. She called me 20 freaking times, which, and I did not know this was possible, overrode my D&D and my phone was ringing for a while in my locker. In the middle of my shift, I got called into my manager's office and was chewed out and written up for my phone making so much noise. They told me to go take care of whatever it was making my phone go off before I went back to work. I won't lie. When I saw those 20 missed calls from my wife, I was seriously pissed off. Like I said, she knows not to try to contact me directly, and a citation hurts my chances of getting a raise or promotion. I called her back, and she was sobbing and asking me if I was okay. I said of course I was okay, and asked what the was wrong with her to call me so many times. She was still crying and started talking about the fire. After that, I started half yelling at her about all the reasons it was dumb of her to call me. When I got home, she was super upset with me. I apologized for yelling, but she refused to talk. She's been very chilly the past few days and is sleeping in our daughter's room. I know it was not the best decision to yell at her, but I still think my anger is justified. 1, she knows I don't work in the secondary worksite very often. 2, she knows that I can't be contacted directly and she could have just called the office. 3, 20 calls is absolutely insane. Am I the asshole? She knows I don't work there very often. So there was a chance that I died.
Yeah.
First off, really quick, I just want to say, also the assholes is the boss that they, like, you had employees die that day and you're like, hey man, your wife's worried?
Yeah.
You're getting written up, dude.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's stupid behavior. 20 times is also not that much if you think your partner is
Dead.
fully dead from a fire.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's like some type of oil rig.
It sounds like a fucked up job where they
Maybe
don't
mining.
respect. It's
Yeah, like a
something like
miner.
that where they do not respect you because that's crazy.
I know nothing about mining. I think I watched it. Sorry. I just realized that. I was like, what is that movie? Vanilla
I think
Sky?
it sounds like it could be an oil rig. I don't know for sure, but just the type of job and the type of things, it sounds like that. Kiana wrote in here, silent mode exists. Which is true.
Yeah.
But I also just think like my initial take on this is if you, people like it was a serious fire.
Yeah.
Like yeah, she's sorry she went through trauma that day. Like she was
frantic,
she didn't call the office because she thought her husband was on fire. Like you're not gonna think straight for a second there.
I used to call my mom at work. My mom's a nurse. I would call her for this just dumbest shit. Like, Mom, where's this thing? And it's like she's absolutely with patience.
She's like,
yeah.
let me think.
Yeah, code blue, woo, woo, woo. Yeah, I would call her for and she was never mean to me about it. Like, it's just, I mean, you're not thinking rationally, especially if you see people literally dying. Like, obviously, you guys just said
She's
this.
very frantic. She's very frantic.
Yeah.
My dad is an aerospace engineer, and he can't bring his phone to work either. So I have to call the office if there's ever an emergency. But he's relayed to me that over and over again. But there's still times I'm calling him, like midday, being like, "Why is he not picking up?" Like, oh yeah, he doesn't have his phone on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, with cell phones the way they are now, it just feels, I don't know, we don't view them as like the necessary device that they are maybe at work at some of these jobs. I almost think though, with probably the job that he has, I think it's that they're gonna slack on the job if they have their phones, like make them lock them away. I mean, stuff like oil rigs, they don't treat you like a person.
And also like distractions can cause accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a fire.
It is it's like a sincerely, severely dangerous job. Someone wrote, yes, you're the asshole and so is your employer. If something happens to your wife or daughter, how the would they reach you? Would you make your little scene because you got called about it too? She was stressed and crying. She panicked for a good time, but no, instead of reassuring her, you took your frustration out on her and thought a half-felt sorry will change something. She's right to be pissed. She cares about your safety, and she might feel like you don't care about hers now. He responded, if it was an actual emergency and my wife or daughter were in trouble, I would have dropped everything and went to them. This was not an actual emergency.
Oh,
this
so
guy
it would have
can't.
been better if she showed up
Yeah.
with the child at the work site, at the fire. Come to the fire.
Dude.
Are they on the water? Where are they?
I don't. Info. Is there some kind of worksite number she could have called instead? Like, I understand her fear, but I have to feel like if the first 10 calls on your cell didn't go through, then there must have been other options besides keep calling the cell, especially if it's somewhere you only work very occasionally. He responded, yes. She could have easily Googled the company's name, and the phone number there would have eventually connected her with my building, so she could ask me if she really felt she needed to. And he said, wait, so you didn't even give her the number that she could call? She'd have to Google it herself? So in any emergency, since she absolutely cannot reach you by cell, you told her to Google the number instead of giving her the correct person to call? Yeah, I do think your work sucks, but you also screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big time.
This guy is not, it's within the context of him being like, yeah, people died today. And a lot were injured.
It's not funny.
And it's like, yeah, so you understand the severity and the reality of this.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to. Wow. That's crazy. I wonder how he would have felt if she just didn't call him at all.
Honestly, yeah.
You didn't call me? You heard people die today, right? Aren't you sitting at home?
I guess you didn't. I think he's upset more at his employer and like how f***ed up that job is. And he's taking it out on his wife, maybe. Or I don't know, maybe
I think
not.
no. I think that could be part of it too. Like, we're talking hypotheticals, but I think his initial reaction is still weird to me because I also
strange.
wonder. It makes me wonder what else he yells about. You know what I mean? Because like, this is the thing? This is the thing that like. It's not, the math ain't math. And I'm like, this man yells at his wife.
I agree, and he's
sorry.
he's not very emotionally mature here because he's mad about the consequences that he faced that day, and he's not thinking about like what her intentions or what the reality of what she did was.
Yeah.
But he's blaming her for what happened to him, and it's like, but she wasn't. Of course she doesn't want. Of course she wants you to get a raise, man. She's your wife. Like you know, you're in this together. Like I guess it does also make me question if he was at home with the kids and she was at her job, or if there was ever a situation where she was somewhere and the potential that she was in severe danger and possibly died, how he would react. Because this shines him in a light that he is not a very caring person in that regard.
Well, he says he would show up to the job.
He does say he would show up, but I don't know.
I don't even know if he would register.
Yeah, that's probably
He'd probably find out about the fire
good
when she
analysis
came
of it.
home.
Yeah.
Or when she didn't come home.
That's a
That's
good
when he would
point.
figure out when the fire is happening.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But like, not all men.
That is the saying for this video.
Look, man.
That ended up being the theme. Well, that's it. That's all of them. How do you guys feel?
God.
That was a ride. That was a ride. These were insane. These were a
Messy.
lot.
They were messy. It was messy.
It was messy.
Say
Yeah.
less.
Say less.
They all could have said a lot less, and
lot
then
less.
none of this would have happened.
Didn't need to yell, none of it.
Well, thank you both for being here. Again, you guys are great. Every time you're here, it's awesome. I mean, these people aren't,
No, they
but it
suck.
is awesome here. Mac, it's always great to have you around, so thank you. And,
It's always fun being here.
Yeah. As always, let us know what themes you want to see, what subreddits you want us to cover. And next Saturday, Courtney and Noah are going to be here, and we heard your comments. It's going to be a lot of sibling rivalry, sibling drama stories. So we'll see you then. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.